In today's episode of MGC, I'm taking you through the ride quality review of this W204 Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Enjoy. Thank you to Ace Prestige Motors for giving me this vehicle today. If you guys want to buy a new car, used or brand new, this is the place to check out if you're in Nairobi. Gong Road, Ace Prestige Motors. They got Land Cruisers, they got Range Rovers, they got it all. So, want to buy a car? Check them out. Alright guys, welcome to this W204 interior. I do like it actually quite a bit. It reminds me of my 202, and that's to say it's a good looking interior. So overall, I think this interior space is a really nice place to be. This particular spec of C-Class W204 is an avant-garde model, and that's what I was speaking about, that if I was to go for one of these, I would go for this particular spec, because you do get this wonderful wood trim and you know, a few more of those niceties. This particular vehicle even has parking assist, which I'm not going to demo for you right now, but basically you click a button and the car finds the parking spot and it can park the car for you, which I know a lot of modern vehicles are coming out with. So this C-Class, obviously they've brought in a lot of little features that are nice to have in a vehicle. But this particular spec I would definitely say is the one to go for, and I think you would agree with me when you're sitting back here. This is a driver's car, and this is a car you can have some fun with. I would go for a manual gearbox, but those are very rare. But I mean, you got a powerful engine, 2-liter petrol engine, and it's got some serious pick. Alright guys, so we're now inside the C-Class. I've closed the windows so you can hear me well. You know, let's just take this for a little drive and see what it feels like. Okay, so instantly, number one I can say is, because all these new Mercedes-Benz are actually with these 19-inch rims and whatnot, on Kenyan roads and these gutters that I'm just going over right now, it does feel a bit stiff. But I'm grateful for that rear camera in a C-Class, and let's see how this feels. Alright. Engine is not that responsive. It does have some lag, takes a bit of time to kick in. I would have loved a manual gearbox, to be honest, but you see, going over these little gutters, it's okay, it's kind of stiff, just a bit stiff, just a tad stiff. But once the engine does get going, it is pretty nice actually, pretty responsive. And it sounds good as well. Alright, let's just get in here again. Alright, so the steering is not as direct as my 202. You know, if I turn the 202, it goes in that direction. You can see we have a bit more play here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And it feels quite smooth to drive. I can't complain there. It's quite smooth. It's quite a small vehicle as well. Nice and easy to maneuver. If a car is coming just like right now, we can just avoid that. Steering wheel is definitely a bit heavy. I don't know why it's so heavy. I would have liked a lighter steering wheel, but I'm not really going to complain about that. But as you can see, it's a nice small car, and so you can maneuver in the places that you need to. We'll just take one more round and see the responsiveness. I'll just floor it a bit over there. So once again, over a few gutters. Alright. Alright, so Looking at acceleration, it's certainly got some pick, but once the engine gets going, initially when you hit the accelerator, there's a bit of a delay, but as soon as that engine gets going, it's seriously got some torque on this vehicle, and it does pull you back into your seat. I believe you saw that right now. And overall ride quality is smooth, to be honest. So I quite like the W204. You know, this is a vehicle I would like to have in my fleet one day. It's a nice sort of vehicle to get into on a Sunday and drive around. I love the way the speedometer is laid out with the circular dials, and I love the wood trim in this particular spec and the aluminium chrome finishes that you see. So an enjoyable driver's car which sticks to the laurels of the Mercedes C-Class. That is what it is supposed to be. And sound insulation is really good. It's quite silent in this vehicle, and that's a good thing. So rounding up my thoughts on this C-Class, I've got to say, coming from a W202, this W204 is certainly a vehicle that I would like to, you know, get in and to own one day. I think it sticks to the laurels of what the C-Class is, you know, to be a driver's car, to be a fun car to drive, fairly small, nice and maneuverable. You know, these ones are sitting on some bigger rims, and so it's slightly more uncomfortable. But overall, it sticks to the laurels of the C-Class, and still a fantastic vehicle to get in every single day and just drive around and have a good time. You know, it's quick, it's zippy on the highway, it's got more than adequate power, and Mercedes-Benz offer a bunch of different vehicle variations, including supercharged versions, and of course the C63 AMG, which is you know, a 6.3 liter V8, unbelievable. So depending on what you want to go for, you know, I would like to go for a manual version as well. I think that would be absolutely fun. But overall, I think this avant-garde model does class this vehicle up quite a bit, and this would be the model I would go for. And overall, the ride is smooth, it's good fun to drive in, you know. And here in Kenya, these C-classes are right around $10,000 all the way up to $20,000, depending on if you go for the facelift version. But these vehicles started in 2008, and obviously I wouldn't go for the first year models of any vehicle, but they ironed out some of the issues. And you know, if you go for the 2010, 2011 models, I think these vehicles can be very, very reliable, as Mercedes-Benz's should be. So, you know, nice vehicle to drive, had a good time in it, and certainly one that I would look into at some point in the future, perhaps. So, if you guys are looking into one of these, you know, I'd say go for it. Great car and good fun. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.